Welcome to the Golden Goddess Circle. You are in the right place if you would like to amplify your joy in life and experience sacred sisterhood. So welcome, whether it's your very first circle or your 100th or even more. I'm so glad you could make time in your day to gather with us here. And thank you for spending time with us all. And if you're seeing this for the very first time or the 100th time, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button, heart this video so that we can make this work possible in the future too. We have the blessing of having a beautiful angel with us here today, the angel of finances. Woo-hoo, angel of finances. It says, honor and give thanks for the blessings you are about to receive from the universe. So this is a card I drew from the deck, Angels, Gods, and Goddesses by Tony Carmine Salerno. Okay, here we go. Allow yourself to receive whatever is in your highest interest and for your highest good, and everything else you just let flow out. You are about to receive a substantial sum of money, or a substantial stream of money is about to enter your life. You have drawn this card because of your faith in the universe and your strong commitment to your purpose. Give yourself a tap on the shoulder. The angel of finances is here to remind you that external wealth simply mirrors our internal beliefs. You can choose to see the world as lacking, or you can see it as abundant. You have realized that money is simply energy, a means of exchange which reflects your values and the way you view life. Honor and give thanks for the blessings you are about to receive. And remember to put your money to good use. Spend and invest your money in ways that helps you further to your true purpose and long-term goals, whatever they may be. Let's all take a breath, connect to our hearts, feel the soles of our feet firmly on the ground. Then I'm going to remove the spotlight and ask Nicole Gansett to come in, beautiful sister goddess Nicole, because you have a message for us about an interesting video that you saw and that kind of ties into our circle from last week. So where's sister goddess Nicole? Here you are. Let's spotlight you and away you go.
Hello everyone. I was just talking today, Joy and I, we were talking and figuring out what are the topics in the field. And I mean, this goddess or the angel of finance fit for me perfectly. So, and I know for a few of us here in the circle, and we have been working together also on that topic. So beautiful. And yeah, the last time at the end of our circle, as you all might remember, for those who have been here, Joy was pointing out that we are already in interesting times, and even more interesting times are coming, and that we should be prepared for this, especially also here in our group, in our sisterhood, in supporting each other, in carrying each other. And I have been in touch with a few of you also, and we have been discussing what could that look like. I mean, maybe even some might have been, like Joy was mentioning, triggered or frightened, or what does that mean? You know, it's not really clear. We all don't know most likely what is happening. The only thing is we are realizing and feeling in all corners of our life and of this earth that there are shifts happening. And last night I was watching a very special podcast with Greg Braden, who is a scientist, a neuroscientist, and he is really coming from that field, from knowing what is happening in our field, but also what is happening in the body. And he has been traveling to so many ancient cultures to study how they support each other, how they really are using the wisdom, the ancient wisdom, to strengthen them. And we are here in that circle about that, about really being in our power. What can we do also in times when we maybe cannot even connect with the internet, with each other? What could we agree on? And I just was mentioning that to you, Joy, also. What could we do? And what he was saying, because he said also we are in these interesting times where we get the narrative from the outside, and so many processes in our lives are being more and more automated and seemingly more easier. And at the same time, they are taking away our own engagement with life, because everything gets easier and we are slowly, he says it takes only one generation in order to lose certain abilities because they are not being used anymore within our body. And this is interesting and maybe also frightening. And what he said, and I wrote it down, what we can always ask ourselves when we are faced with something that somebody wants us something to do, we can always ask ourselves, and also using our intuition, right? Does it support freedom? Does it support my sovereignty and my creativity and my imagination and innovation? Or does it rather foster centralized power and control and the loss of freedom and contact also to my own spirituality and to people I want to see? Can I create, and am I being able to create as I was always loving to create? Because that's what we are about. That makes us human. And he's pointing out that it is so important that we live our humanness. And
I love
can,
the humanness.
yeah.
So can you repeat the question again? Does this support my freedom, my sovereignty, my creative power, my human self? What am I missing?
Yeah, and my imagination and my innovation, also the innovation.
I love that. So I am writing this down because this is a beautiful question to ask in, I think, any context, isn't it? I always like asking the question, does this serve my highest good? Right? And I like the clarity and the specification of these items. So does this support my freedom, my sovereignty? I love that word. I fell in love with the word sovereignty just last year, to really understand what it means to feel sovereign in our own bodies, sovereign in our own homes, our lives, our finances, sovereignty as a form of independence that is coming from a place of love. It's the first time I said that. Does it support my creative power? And does it support my human self? So I think we can all agree that we are seeing technology and artificial intelligence take over many parts in our lives that seem so seamless. It's so like bit for bit, right? And as much good as we get from that support. So don't get me wrong, I am considering getting a lawn robot, because that would be really cool, right? And then at the same time, I love putting my phone away and going into the woods and having really deep conversations with people that also don't have phones in their pockets, so we can really speak openly. I love connecting in 3D. So I think the question of how can we best prepare for potentially dark times where we do not have this form of interconnectedness through digital means is a really good question to ask. Because this digital dependency that we are often also seeing, and don't even get me started about the effects of children in schools that all this screen stuff is having, is showing us also the power and the irreplaceability of 3D. We can, I mean, think of, let's take a really extreme example because we're in a safe circle here. Take sexuality. take sexuality, and we know that the amount of porn that is being consumed, the amount of digital virtual reality in sexuality that is being applied and used and whatever is growing and growing and growing. But every single one of us goddesses know that nothing can replace that feeling, that experience of connecting with another human being on that level, to experience sacred sexuality, right? Have I still got you all here? Isn't it true? And yes, we can take, I don't know, some fantastic Google goggles and whatever, and that augmented reality is so effing real that it's almost real, but we know it's not, because intuition is saying, I usually get really dizzy in those kind of simulations. It really does something to my body. And yet, walking through a digital forest with a perfect soundscape that, I don't know, everything's perfect, will never replace the actual act of going through a forest and smelling that air. So that human part of us, and this is really important for us humans to understand, realize, acknowledge, and honor, that human part of us of creativity is irreplaceable. That
And we
human
have the choice. We have also the choice to really go for it and not accept everything, right? In a way.
that is a consequence of that we can definitely make that choice, right? To understand that however good AI is, however good technology is, and it's growing, 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 it will never replace the ability to create. Because as much as they want to, they can't create an artificial human being. They need humans for that. And guess what they need most? The men with the sperm. There's enough ways to get that, but you can't replace the womb as the perfect place for a human to grow. And that creative power is what we're all tuning into more and understanding more, and also being able to utilize more in the ways that we manifest. So to go back to how do we best prepare, and what can we agree on to keep the connection amongst all of us here when we maybe are not able to connect on Zoom? Maybe Wi-Fi doesn't work. Maybe the network goes down. What do you know? Maybe your phone is broken one day and you're like, damn, but it's a golden goddess time and I want to connect. Well, here's the good thing. You can, because that energy is always there for you. So my idea is this sacred time for us English speakers, Mondays, 7 p.m. Central European time, is part of your system if you want it to be. And so that means that that energy of connection, that energy of sisterhood, all the experiences that you've ever had in a Golden Goddess Circle, that vortex is always there. And if we make the decision that we say, okay, you know what, no matter what, at 7 p.m. Central European time on Mondays, we're going to take a moment and take those maybe 5 conscious breaths. Ground down, set an intention, and imagine that we're all sitting together, holding hands and holding space for that peace, for that earth to be birthed as we have been imagining it often for decades and dreaming of. That's something that we can do. And we will all notice that frequency and that energy. Don't ever underestimate that. I mean, technically, we're over 4,000 women now as the Golden Goddess Circle. So 4,000 women have been positively infected with this energy that we are co-creating. And that's never gone. So think of all the moments where you have touched another person's life just by smiling at them, maybe giving them a word of encouragement when they needed it most. And you maybe don't even know consciously that that happened. But even with the dullest imagination, you can imagine that in those decades that you've been on this planet, you have had an impact on an animal, on nature, on another human being. And that gift that you once gave is never gone. So my tip is, and I wrote this down while you were speaking about how do we best prepare, is let's find a time of day, and we just have that we're always going to connect no matter what. And even if it's just 5 deep breaths, because the worst thing that'll happen is you will have gifted yourself 5 conscious breaths. And wouldn't that change many situations if we just did that? The next thing is connect to real life community. As much as we can connect online and on phones and make sure that you create a spider web of connections in the positive way, a spider web of connections now while you still can on all these levels. Because we don't know what's coming. We don't know what possibilities and resources we'll have, hopefully even more. But what if we had less? Could we then rely on our neighbors? Do we even know the people that are living around about us? Have we ever had a meaningful, deep conversation with them? Have we ever given them a gift? Just recently, I decided that's my way of delivering messages. I go to the flower shop first, buy a flower, and then bring a message. And it doesn't matter what that message is. If it's an important one, I most likely will bring you a flower just to get your attention and to open your heart, which automatically happens when we see something natural, something that was grown in nature. We all think of flowers and we usually have a smile in our heart, right? So I recently delivered a message to someone who owes me money. And I decided I'm going to deliver this message with a flower. So I visited that person, brought them a flower and said, I wish you a speedy recovery because they're just suffering right now. And I said, and I would like to remind you of that debt you owe me and ask you to pay it back. And this sounds super graceful right now. And it was graceful. And I was really scared. It was so interesting for me to see that I do see myself as a confident, powerful, empowered, I don't know, goddess. And still, there are those little moments where I was dead scared of having to do that, having to go there and ask for something that is rightfully mine. I felt like that little girl going to daddy and saying, can I have more pocket money? It was really weird. And when we notice those little moments of disconnection, or actually the deep connection to something in the past, it's always an opportunity to lean into that fear. So that's my next tip for how to prepare. Learn to lean into safe moments where, what was going to happen? This person wasn't going to, I don't know, hit me or, I don't know, do me any physical harm. No, it was my little, I don't know, the little girl self that just felt awkward having to do this, right? There's no real danger there. So learn to lean into your fear in safe environments. That's why I do my cold plunges. If you are not exposing yourself to uncomfortable situations in a conscious way, you are not utilizing that power that you hold within of priming your system to keep expanding. No matter what they throw at you, you're like, okay, one breath in, out, smile, and on we go. Because when we start training that muscle, it's like that muscle of faith. We become stronger and stronger. And it's not about becoming strong in a sense of armoring up. No, we're opening up. We're leaning into our potential as humans to keep growing and to keep learning and to keep becoming that even more powerful and loving version of ourselves. And remember, us humans created AI. So now it's up to us to feed AI with our wisdom as humans, the values, the contexts that we want to live in, the societies that we want to live in the future. And when we talk of societies, it brings me back to community. Fostering your own community in your own home, in your own neighborhood, in your own city, having the courage to invite people to a gathering, to your home, to go do something with you. That's really important because we know that the power of community, the power of humans getting together and rebuilding, creating something new is immeasurable and mega, mega impactful. Think of all the times when there was in the past war on this planet. Die Trümmerfrauen, that's a German expression, the women who rebuilt Germany and many parts of Europe after the war are legendary, right? The power that us women can unleash when we know this is for us, this is for humankind, which is both kind and human, it is incredible. And now what if we don't have to wait until everything collapses to go into that power? What if we do it now? And we don't do it by pushing ourselves, draining ourselves, leaking out. No, we do it by actually slowing down and taking time for connection, just like we're having here, where we can look in each other's eyes and we can spend, valuable time talking about things that matter to us. So I think those are things that we can all do.
I think this also comes natural if you have that aim, really creating that community around you. Really, who are the people you can rely on, that you trust, that you are really wanting to share your deeper thoughts, even if you are not aligned in every area of life. But who are people that suddenly also appear? I just shared today, I have an old friend who just approached me via LinkedIn. So I'm grateful for these tools also. I haven't seen her for 30 years, and I had no idea she's married to a Greek and she's now living in Greece as well. And she said, "What? You are living in Greece?" And so we both found each other here, where we went to school together in Germany. And so these things happen, and suddenly you are so fulfilled about these old or new relationships that are happening. And
And
I think, yeah, the heart connection amongst all of each other, like in the circle, is beyond great.
it's beyond time and space.
Mm, mm.
Yes. Okay. So I suggest now I would like to share a beauty health hack. Are you in for that? The beauty health hack I would like to share is something I learned just recently, and that is that the scalp of our head is intrinsically connected to the skin in our face and the skin in our necks. And this following simple way to increase the blood flow in your scalp, in your brain, helps you have great hair and great skin. And all you need to do is, the tip is 3 times a day for just a couple of minutes each time. You start by going underneath your collarbones. Let's do it together, Nicole. And you kind of stroke out the lymph and the skin underneath your collarbones. And you can say nice things to yourself, right? You can say, I love and cherish and honor myself. Okay, and then you go up and down your neck. You kind of stroke out the sides of your neck. Again, this is where the lymph also flows. And you kind of stroke out your neck and you start massaging the back of your neck, going right up to the bones of the lower part of your head. And kind of squeeze your neck muscles. Just bring a bit of energy in there, a bit of gentle flow. That's right. And then take a few conscious full breaths and appreciate yourself. Say thank you, head, thank you, skin. And then you go you take your index finger and your middle finger, and you kind of go up and down by your ears like this until it gets nice and warm. And again, you say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for my body. Thank you for my life. Thank you for these beautiful sisters here. Yes, yes, yes. And breathe. Okay, and then you kind of move up your scalp, going from the corners of your scalp down here up to your occiput, so your top of your head, the highest point of your head. And what you're going to do is you're going to use all 10 fingers, and you're kind of going to push the scalp up and down, kind of wiggling it. Yeah, just moving the energy up. I love that we're doing this together. And feel where somewhere in your scalp there might be spaces that are a little sticky. You can do a couple of circles, intuitively touch your way the way you like it. Touch yourself the way you like it. And a few rounds of this. And the woman that was explaining this in the video that I watched said that she's been doing this 3 times a day, 5 minutes each time. And her hair, oh my God, ladies, it was right down to her hips. It was a lion's mane like mine, shiny, glossy. And she was explaining that ever since she's been doing that, not as only is her hair great, but she doesn't have to wash it at all often. She washes it once every 2 weeks and it doesn't get greasy, right? Because the hair, the scalp, is doing the work that it should be doing. It can do this all, right? We don't actually need to wash our hair that often. And then she said, it's also a great anti-aging thing, because she was noticing that these nasolabial wrinkles here, that we've also learned to do this with, right, to stroke out grief, that they are reducing ever since she's doing it. And she had beautiful skin that was super glowy. So I thought I'd share this with you. And we could commit to doing this for, say, the next 10 days or the next week, that 3 times a day we give our head and our hair and our top part of the body. I mean, that brain is always on, isn't it? Unless we consciously relax it, which we're so good at, and give it a bit of love. So I thought I'd share that with you. How does that feel? Nicole, what do you think? Yeah? I also like going and pulling my hair a bit. It feels really nice. If you give yourself a conscious pull, you're kind of waking up also all parts of your brain, aren't you? Nice, nice.
Fantastic.
Anything you want to say today?
Refreshing and
right?
revitalizing. Yeah,
Yeah, now look at this, right? Okay. My Zeus finger is healing really well. I'm not going to gross you out, otherwise I'd hold it up to the camera. But I have this neat little zigzag, right? And the wound is completely healed. It's completely, I mean, it's closed, which is woohoo. And I'm now working on regaining the flexibility, because you see all the tendons and nerves and everything are still a little. So that's what I'm doing. I'm also using calendula, arnica. I'm massaging my finger. I'm being really kind to it. And woohoo to the social system in Austria. I mean, I'm in awe. I even get ergotherapy to relearn all the movements and to get those, joints lubricated and working nicely again. So it's really it's being a beautiful healing journey. And I realized another blessing of having not gone to Costa Rica, and that is that one of my best friends' mom passed in those days, and I was able to be there with her and for my friend, right, to support her in those really tough days. And I feel really grateful for having been able to do that. So not only did I experience the miracle with the accident, right, where I was first responder, but I also got to be there for a really, really dear friend of mine. So you never know what something is good for. Anybody else here had any experiences they'd like to share? Any questions you have? Do keep it going in the chat. I love seeing your messages. And Nicole is saying, yeah, learn to lean into your fear in safe moments. Okay, so that's not something, we don't lean into fear when we're going at, I don't know, 150 kilometers an hour on a motorway. I mean, that's not maybe a good time, but in safe moments, it is a very good time to do that. Okay, yeah, talking about the blessing of having been there for a beautiful friend of mine, this brings me into another blessing, and that is a really clear message from intuition that I received this morning. 100,000 synchronicities led me to the point of finally knowing what we're going to do at Das Lichtwerk in July. So many of you have been asking me, when's the Golden Goddess Retreat again? When's this? What's going to happen next? And I'll be true with you. I told you in the last circles, I felt in a sort of holding space. I was like, I don't know. I don't know. This is what I need to focus on right now. I need to heal. I need to, dive into all the blessings that I'm receiving through this experience. And today I know. So here's the thing. I noticed that many women have gone through incredible change in especially the last 3 years. We had a lot of things happening on this planet, and many of us have had either shock, trauma, or great loss to process, to deal with. And that's why I am calling the next retreat at this Lichtwerk, which will be either the first or the second weekend in July, the Healing Hearts Retreat. And in the 2.5 days that we're going to spend together from Friday afternoon till Sunday afternoon, we are going to do everything that I know that helps me heal, that has helped me really overcome a huge challenge in my life and some very tricky periods, and to come out not only stronger, but happier and gentler and wiser. And I want to share what I learned. And I am bringing in some of my very best friends and co-healers and co-light workers. So we're going to create something totally unique. It's going to be 2.5 days filled with, of course, neuro-linguistic programming, hypnosis, frequency therapy, of course, and all the things I know. And we're adding tools of psychotherapy in there. I have a beautiful friend who's a licensed psychotherapist, and she does amazing work. She's also my go-to person when I want to work something through, or Grace has something, and we've been dear friends now for decades. And she has said yes to coming in and leading us through some really special sessions where we get to really see whatever we went through a different lens, to incorporate a different part of ourselves so that we can really reclaim our sovereignty and tap into a new identity, one of someone who has experienced something and learned from it. So I'm very happy about that. And I'm going to add some body work to the whole thing, because I just noticed today in the beautiful massage that I received at this Lichtwerk in front of the biocharger from one of my favorite body workers, is that when we put it all together, when we relax so deeply, we feel so safe in a pristine surrounding, healing kind of happens almost by itself. And I want to know what that feels like when 10 to 12 women get together with these experts, where we get massages, we get clean, beautiful food. We really pamper ourselves. I'm seeing us, lying on the beautiful deck out by the pool, taking a swim, really, really nurturing our vessel, being playful together, dancing, painting a picture or two, painting a stone, chilling out, relaxing, maybe fire ceremonies. And we're going to be doing a cacao ceremony. So here's another thing I would love you to get for your own homes, also for the days that are maybe to come where we don't have that much other entertainment. Get yourself some raw cacao. You can buy it online, you can buy it in fair trade and organic stores. You can get special ceremonial cacao. It's just raw cacao. And raw cacao lasts very, very long times. And it's a wonderful medicine to take to open your heart again, to increase the blood flow in the heart. That's what science shows. And raw cacao also has many other ingredients in it that reduce inflammation, that help us just drop back into that powerful vortex of our heart. So get some raw cacao. You can make it with coconut milk, with any plant milk. Some make it with cow's milk too, or just water if you like that. You can add herbs. Remember your lives as a witch. And I know many of you have had lives as healers and witches and whatever you want to call them. You also have that energy still within you. So by taking time every day to just ask that kind of question of, connect me, how would it feel to connect back to a lifetime where I had talents and resources and knowledge that will help me now? Those kind of questions will help you tune into those other identities, those other roles that you once had. Right? Because for Nicole, I reject it if you don't feel like it. For me, I always see the midwife in you. I see a lifetime where you were this midlife, right? This midwife and bringing babies to this planet. And if you look into the eyes of another sister, I mean, you could pick someone right here and just look into their eyes. Let's remove our spotlight. You'll see the different lifetimes if you choose to, because we all can do that. And that's how, when I meet new people, or even old people, but they usually have already seen it, but new people, I'm always filled with a sense of curiosity of, wow, what a facet are you bringing into my life right now? And that way we build this kind of spider web of connection amongst each other that really goes through eons of time. Do you know what I mean? Am I making sense to you? Lily, what do you think? You're always our voice of reason here. Oh, sorry, I muted you again. Sorry, I was too quick with my finger. See, it's getting so quick.
I absolutely believe in all of the influences of the universe and all of our ancestors. I really know that my mother, my grandmothers, and then 4 great-grandmothers and 8 great-great-grandmothers, that all of these influences are part of my DNA and therefore a part of my spirit and actually literally influence me. So to tune into the original woman, all the way back to Eve, to the Garden of Eden, I really feel we have the potential to connect to that original woman. Absolutely.
I love that. I have a really, I mean, I think it's a funny joke. Can I tell it? I'm going to tell a joke. Okay, because it fits into the Garden of Eden and the original woman. So write that down. Let us connect back to my original self, the original woman, the very first woman on this earth. I love that idea. So here's the joke. 3 nuns pass over, right? And they get to the pearly gates, right? With St. Stephen and stuff there and St. Paul, and they're all welcoming them. And then the guardian of the gates says to the first nun, he said, well, you're going to have to answer a question before I can let you into heaven. And then the nun says, of course, ask me any question. So he says, okay, who was the first woman on earth? First nun says, well, that's easy. It was Eve, of course. He says, well done. You can come in. Leans down to the second nun and says, okay, has to get a little harder for you now. My next question is, where did Eve live? Second nun says, well, that's easy. Garden of Eden, of course. He says, okay, you can come in. And then the third nun is nun superior. So he looks at her and he says, you know, for you, of course, the question's going to have to be a little bit difficult. So he says, what was the first thing that Eve saw? And the nun superior says, well, that's a hard one. And he says, that's right, and you come. Isn't that so funny? It made me laugh, that joke. It really made me laugh. I hope you understood it too. Wilhelmina's posted in the chat, we're planning to go to Paris this week. Something in me said you should not be there. And also my ankle started being painful. I don't know why, but we cancelled because my feeling was so strong. Great. So you listened to your intuition and now you get to experience what happens when you let that happen, which is listen. And I'm so curious what blessings will unfold, what synchronicities you'll notice, Wilhelmine, and all the reasons you'll see of why it is better for you to stay where you are right now. When I then started looking into, I saw that in Costa Rica, they had some shortage of water when I was supposed to be there. So that was the first sign that I got. And I love that you're trusting your intuition. Thank you. That is the most important tip that I have for all of us in all times is trust your gut, trust that very first feeling, that very first thought, that very first sound, that very first sight that you noticed when intuition spoke to you, because it's not what you think about what you thought, it's what came in first. And that's what we're training here too. Okay, we've got 20 minutes more to go. So I would love to do some work on ourselves to integrate all the things we've tapped into. And Wilhelmina is saying, I don't know, was it intuition or fear? That's a common question. And the best answer I can give you is that if that voice feels threatening, if that voice has you feeling unsafe, if that voice has you doubting yourself, if that voice has you feeling small, it's not intuition. That's fear. Intuition will often give you messages that might not be what you consciously want, but they'll always feel right. It's news sometimes, it can be a surprise, but something in you, it just lands. You feel calm. You feel, okay, I can handle this. That's the best way for me to tell, is it intuition or fear? And trust intuition and say, I am intuitive. It's how you speak to yourself. And that leads me into the question or the exercise we're going to do now. And this exercise requires you to get a pen and paper if you can. And then we are going to notice what happens when we say a very powerful sentence. I don't know why I'm putting my hair up now, but maybe this is because when we have our hair up, we have the most power. Did you know that? It's really true. If you look back into history, you'll notice that all queens and I don't know, leaders of something, even religious figures, always put something up here on the crown. So it's a statement of power to have your hair up. So maybe that's why you do it, Lily. Okay, so the sentence you're going to write down now is, I am, okay, easy, I am. Now you're going to put all your first names. So my first names are Nicola Joy. So I write down, I am Nicola Joy. Now you write I am and your name or names that you have, and write them all down there because they're all part of your signature, aren't they? Some of you might have 3 or 4 names. Who has more than 2 names? I'd just be curious. Put a heart in the thing. Like Lily, of course you do. Give us your names.
My parents actually christened me Lydia Aniela, but called me Lily. So in high school, I changed my name to Lily Lydia Aniela.
Lydia Aniela. That's a mouthful. They go la 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 la. I like it, and it's a sound that it corresponds with you. I like that. La 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 la. Cool. Okay. So I am, and you've put your name, and now you write, and only good things happen to me. Full stop. Put the full stop in there, very important. I am Nicola Joy, and only good things happen to me. And now I'm going to switch off the spotlight, and I'm going to ask some of you to speak this too, in all your presence, nice and upright. Say it like you mean it. And my co-goddesses know that I'm going to ask them first. So, Sister Goddess Nicole, please tell us who you are.
I am Nicole, and only good things happen to me.
Yes, yes, yes. Sister Goddess Lily.
I am Lily Lydia Aniela, and only good things happen to me.
Sister Goddess Marinella. Stay on your toes. I've asked you to unmute. There you go. And then I'm going to ask Ethel, get ready, and then Anke. Okay, Ethel, you go first.
I am Ethel, and only good things happen to me.
Thank you. Anke, how about you?
I am Anke, and only good things happen to me.
Thank you. Marinella, and then Danielle.
I am Marinella, and only good things happen to me.
Nice. Danielle. And then Sitske. You have to click the button. Danielle? Or Sitske, you go first if you're ready.
I am Sietske, and only good things happen to me.
Excellent. Caroline, how about you? And then Yolanda.
I am Caroline Wilhelmina Maria Kramwinkel, and only good things happen to me.
Yes. Next, Wilhelmina, then Lisbeth. Go for it, Lisbeth.
I am Elisabeth Maria Margreta, and only good things happen to me.
Thank you. Next, Wilhelmina, and then Aurelie.
I am Willemien, Bernadette, Henriette, and only good things will happen to me.
Excellent. Thank you. I'm Aurélie and then Sabrina, if you're ready.
I am Aurélie Charlotte, and only good things happen to me.
Amazing. Thank you. Sabrina, are you ready? And then Karin. Yolanda,
Hi.
there you go, Sabrina. Sorry, I was not patient enough.
My name is Sabrina. I'm so sorry. I just received a message and I'm completely, I'm a bit crying.
That's
Sorry.
the perfect time to repeat this with me. So you start with saying, I am.
I am.
And now your name.
Sabrina.
And only good things happen to me.
And only good things happen to me.
Can you say
and
it all together?
It just did. So
say it again. Say it again. Come on, let us feel it.
My name is Sabrina.
I am.
I am Sabrina.
Because 1 second. That's perfect that you said it twice a different way. When we say I am, it's the ancient archaic kind of connection to DNA. It's the most powerful thing you can say. I am. So whatever follows I am is a statement of power and magic. And that's why I would love you to start your sentence like that. So go again.
I am Sabrina. And only good things happen to me.
Beautiful. Thank you. I'll get back to you in a second. Yolanda, how about you?
I am Yolanda, and only good things will happen to me.
Ah, did you notice she added a little will there?
Ah, yeah.
So let's do that again.
I am Yolanda, and only good things happen to me.
Nice. Thank you. Karin, are you ready? And then Alexandra.
I am Karin Reinilde, and only good things happen to me.
Nice. Beautiful. Thank you. How about you, Alexandra? Are you ready?
Yes, I am Alexandra, and only good things happen to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Has everyone spoken this truth? If not, raise your hand. If I haven't called you, I haven't seen you, then let me know. Okay, and now there you go. I'm seeing Susan. How about you?
Hi, I am Suzanne, and only good things happen to me.
Thank you. We still needed you. That was that last little input. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's integrate. Let's start with the switch. I love and accept and cherish myself. And only good things happen to me. And breathe. Let's go to the temples. Someone's got, wait a minute. I am joy. And only good things happen to me. I love and accept and cherish and honor myself. Underneath your eyes, I am, say your name, and only good things happen to me. I'm going to mute all the mics. Keep going. Tap, 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 tap. Underneath your nose, above your lips, I am, say your name, and only good things happen to me. I know this on all levels of my being now. Underneath your lips, on your chin, I am, say your name, and only good things happen to me now. I am ready. I am willing. I am able to embrace the blessings of this life. Underneath your collarbones, I am Nicola Joy, and only good things happen to me. I let go of all and any fear. I am courageous. I am divine. I am creative. I am one of humankind. Underneath your left arm, remember, left arm. I am, say your name, and only good things happen to me. I am so lucky. I am so grateful, and I'm so thankful. Now that money flows to me with grace, ease, and joy, I get happier and healthier every single day. I believe in myself. Say something nice to yourself. There you go. Excellent. Right side, underneath your rib cage, we're tapping our liver. I am Nicola Jai, and only good things happen to me. I am at peace with all of who I am. I am at peace with everyone around me, with my divine essence, and I am deeply connected to the original woman. Yes, Eve, Mary Magdalene, all the goddesses, come on in. Ooh, well done. Thumbs. I am Nicola Jai, and only good things happen to me. I let go of grief and I embrace the joy that I am. And every day, in every way, I get stronger and kinder and wiser and more flexible and serene. And I am sovereign. Yes, I am so sovereign. Index fingers. I am Nicola Jai, and only good things happen to me. And I am so flexible and adaptable that I keep on growing and expanding into love and health and joy and success and abundance and healthy, happy relationships, while I inspire others to do the same. Middle finger, Zeus, here we go. I love and accept and cherish and honor myself as I am, say your name, and only good things happen to me. I am so lucky. I am so blessed. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Between the ring finger and the little pinky finger, find that little dent. That's right, say your name. I am... and only good things happen to me. I am filled with trust and faith and love. I trust divine timing. I'm always at the right time with the right people, and my life is an ongoing blessing. That's how it is. Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. More, please. Thank you. And the pinky fingers. I am, say your name, and only good things happen to me. I am now ready, willing, and able to expand into my best self. And I'm a channel of peace and love and all the good, to see that unfold on this planet in the most graceful, easeful, and joyful way. I know exactly what is right for me. I am connected to my heart. I'm connected to love, the love that I am. And I love myself, and I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So it is, so it shall be, or something even better. Breathe into your heart. Notice that beautiful pulsating energy in the core of your being. And now let's connect our crown chakra with our heart chakra. Imagining that we're bringing in this divine white light from the center of the universe, directly from source, filled with all the talents and resources and skills and feelings and information that we need to stay connected to our highest self, our intuition, that love that we are at all times. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So it is, so it shall be, or something even better. And then do a quick check-in and notice, where's your level of joy? Where's your level of creativity? Where's your level of sovereignty? How's your energy feeling right now within you and around you? I'm seeing some hugs going on. Yes, that's a great idea. Give yourself a hug and say, so friggin' proud of you. You rock, goddess. I'm seeing some yawns going on. That's also a great sign of release. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining in on this. So, beautiful co-hosts, Lily, Nicole, are there any closing words that you have before we go into our group intention? What are we going to intend?
Connect to the original femininity. This is really an incredible time, an awesome time of energy, and the original femininity is just so important, and that's what we represent here. Really great. Thank
Shall
you,
we
Joy.
put original divine femininity, just to make completely sure which original we mean?
Yes.
Okay, to experience and live the original divine femininity. I feel if we experience and live, and is another word missing, Lily, Nicole? Our intention is to
Connect. We said connect.
Connect.
Can you hear me?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Connect with, experience and live. Connect with, experience and live. Do we like that? Nicole, I mean, Lily, I'm going to need a nod from you, otherwise I'm not going to write it down.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
for all of us here,
Yes.
our
Yes.
intention
Perfect.
is to completely, immediately, and permanently be connected with, experience, and live the original divine femininity, and to be happy, healthy, and well in every way. Ahum. Okay. Anke's saying her energy was at a 5 when we started, and it's now at a 7. It's 2 points. Woo, woo. Yes, yes, yes. More, please. Okay, so whenever you're ready, get into your favorite intention position. It's a good word. Whether you're lying down or sitting upright, notice the connection of those parts of your body to the earth beneath you, the chair, the mattress, the floor. And let's say thank you to those body parts. Grounding down, nice. And then we imagine being in this beautiful golden circle, all holding hands. And we take 3 full breaths into our hearts, just dropping into that space of our hearts. And then from the space of our hearts, we send out the following intention. Our intention is to completely, immediately, and permanently be connected to, experience, and live the original divine femininity, and to be happy, healthy, and well in every way. Our intention is to completely, immediately, and permanently be connected with, experience, and live the original divine femininity, and to be happy, healthy, and well in every way. Our intention is to completely, immediately, and permanently be connected with, experience, and live the original divine femininity, and to be happy, healthy, and well in every way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Our intention is to completely, immediately, and permanently be connected with, live, and experience the original divine femininity, and to be happy, healthy, and well in every way. your own time, return back into the here and now, become aware of your body, stretch out. Yes, yes, yes. Another great time spent together in beautiful sisterhood. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad to know you all. Thank you for being part of this circle. And if you would like to receive an invitation for the Healing Hearts retreat at the beginning of July, then send me an email, joy@joymartina.com, and then I will send you an invite as soon as we open up registration. I love you. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Night.